All information contained in this podcast is general in nature and does not consider your individual circumstances. You should consider the appropriateness of this information with regards to your individual objectives, financial situation, and needs. Welcome to Sharing More Than the Sheets, a podcast to help you and your partner make better financial and lifestyle decisions so that you can both focus on the things that you love. I'm your host, Michael Khouri, financial planner, green thumb, husband, and just dad. This segment is called Michael's Magic Moment. It's my opportunity to play a little snippet from one of our previous episodes, which resonated with our listeners, that I received feedback from, or I felt really had an impact on some people's lives. Hope you enjoy it. If you were on some medication, if you were doing something that related to your health and it was pretty important, would you just do the same thing forever? Or would you go back to your doctor to get that medication reviewed and checked to see whether you should still be taking the same dosage, or is there a different medication that's come out, or is there a different way you should be taking it, or a different time of the day, or has different research come out saying that you should now take it in the morning instead of at night, or do you still need that medication? You'd review it. And today's episode that I go back to is one where we discuss whether, financial advice is a set and forget thing. And you can probably imagine that it is not. And I go through the reasons and I explain it and I give some scenarios. And I just say this because there's a lot of people that get advice from an advisor, or whether it's me or someone else, and they don't feel like it's worth reviewing, or they don't need to review it. Or I'll speak to a new client that comes in and they'll say, yeah, we got advice 20 years ago, but we've realized lately that the way we set up our super was probably not right. And, it's not appropriate, or it was good at the time and it's not anymore, or products have changed, or things have changed. And it's a great episode. I love it. And it's one of those things where, it's really important to monitor things regularly, to make sure that we're still on track. How are things going? Like, for example, I'm seeing my friend Gilbert tonight for dinner, and we've said let's catch up at 6 because I've got a gap. I'm dropping my family, my wife and kids are going to watch a movie with some friends, and I'm going to be in the area, and we're catching up at 6 p.m. and we've spoken, and he said, look, he'll keep me updated to see how it's going. I'm going to keep him updated with my timing to see if we're on track, to see how we're going. We didn't just set the time, this afternoon and say, that's it. Yep, it's 6 and we'll just see how we go and hope it ends up. We're monitoring it. We're seeing how things are going. We're looking at our progress time-wise to check if we're both running on time. Money is the same. Financial lifestyle is the same. You need to monitor things. You need to keep on track. Anyway, let's go straight to the episode. It's a great one. I hope you enjoy. It's so important to make sure that you are on track. And a big part of financial advice isn't just giving someone advice, but making sure they stick to their goals, making sure they stick to what they said they were going to do. And also making sure on a regular basis that A, the advice is appropriate, but B, the strategy that's currently being followed is correct. And I say that because markets change, tax rules change, a person's goals will change, their work will change, their health will change, their income, their expenses, their family situation, so many things. And while it's great to just save and invest like crazy and just keep working and working and working and doing that, it's also just as important to make sure that you're working towards something, and to make sure that you're not putting away too little or not too much, to make sure that where you are putting your money is still the right place. And there might be something more appropriate, and markets could have changed. Your risk appetite could have changed over the years. And there's nothing worse than when I meet someone that's done an excellent job in saving or investing, but I figure out that for the last 10 years, they've been underinvested or overinvested, or they haven't been doing things in the most efficient manner. And I'm like, and then we sort of pick up on it, but I sort of wish I did that 10 years ago. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Paying a financial advisor. If you pay for financial advice and you are told to keep doing what you're doing, I personally feel that money that is money that has not been wasted, because at least you know that you're on the right track. Because the other side of it is not to get advice. Keep doing what you're doing. Assume it's the right thing, and you'll never know. And the issue with assuming is that when time passes, obviously, you can't turn back time. And secondly, when money's invested, you can't turn back time. And, hindsight's a great thing, but it's very unfortunate when I meet someone that, has made some financial decisions, which at the time they thought were the right thing, and then they figure out later on that they weren't. And the issue is that sometimes you won't figure out you've made the wrong decision till 5 or 10 years later. And sometimes you'll never figure it out. You'll never know. You just won't know. And you'll just assume that everything's been doing what it should have been doing. Your super's been invested appropriately. Money's been going into the right place. And it's very, very difficult when you either get the news or, as I said, you get to that goal, whether it's retirement, for example, and you figure out that you don't have enough. Sometimes I'll see situations where somebody is over-investing, so they're putting too much away, they're risking too much of their funds when they don't need to, because their goal, a retirement goal, let's say, for example, was going to be met if they put lesser away. And while we have no crystal ball, it's important for us to at least look at these things and look at strategies and goals. Another benefit of monitoring and ensuring that you're staying on track is if you aren't on track, the earlier you fix the issue, the better. The earlier you pivot, the earlier you adjust your strategy, the better, compared to waiting too long. And don't get me wrong, a lot of us don't like being told that we're wrong. A lot of us don't like being told that we've done the wrong thing. But the sooner you can pick up on errors and mistakes, and the sooner that you can realize that, hey, look, you know what, I should have been doing it this way, or this is how we should be doing it, the better, because it just means that you can adjust and you can, enjoy the fruits of your hard work. Another benefit would be the fact that you and your partner would both be on the same page, because if you think about it, in a relationship, usually one person is more on top of the financials than the other, in that they either deal with the finances more, or they keep track of it more, or they monitor it more. And they very rarely will they actually have a conversation to actually, keep track of things together, or for one person to update the other as to where things are at. And having a regular review just means that you're both back onto the same page. You both know where things are at. And that usually means that you'll achieve your goals a lot faster or a lot more efficiently, because you'll both be singing the same song. You'll both be working towards something, and you both know where you're at, instead of one person feeling like you're way ahead of your goals and the other person feeling like you're behind your goals, or one person feeling like they're behind and the other person feeling like they're on track. And that can cause conflict. And if you are on the same page and you both know where you're at in that period of time, it reduces conflict, and as I said, it makes it a lot easier to work together as a team. One of the biggest benefits is making sure that you are taking advantage of opportunities. Regularly, rules are changing, whether it's superannuation rules, tax rules, the economy, your situation, your income, and the benefit of regularly checking in to see if you're on track, or validating what you're currently doing, is that an opportunity might arise that you can take advantage of. The issue is, if you miss an opportunity, sometimes you miss the boat and it's too late, because there could be a small time frame in which you can take advantage of something. You could have a investment property and you're currently making changes to that property, or selling it, or buying another property, and there might be an opportunity to readjust your finances in a way to take advantage of certain opportunities, be it a government grant, or be it a tax strategy. And lastly, checking in with your advisor, or having an advisor look at your situation, it creates motivation, or at least it encourages or maintains motivation. And what I mean by that is, with any goal, whether it's losing weight or getting fit or gaining muscle, with any goal, it's very, very hard sometimes to stay motivated, to keep remembering the end goal and to keep working towards that end goal, because it can get very discouraging. I've done podcast episodes with Olympians, sports athletes, and a very common theme there is focusing on the end goal, working towards something. And if you have a regular review with an advisor, or even if you just get advice to make sure that you're on the right track, it will motivate you, because you'll have someone that will sit there and be able to show you projections, because that's what we do. We show projections. I explain that, of course, they're only projections. We don't have a crystal ball. But based off these figures, this is what things will look like. This is what we project your retirement situation look like. This is how much we project you're going to be able to retire and how much money you'll have in 10 or 20 years, how soon your debt will be paid off, how soon you'll be mortgage free, how soon you'll have enough savings for that holiday or for those renovations. And that is the most motivating thing in the world, because you know you're on track, you can see the goal, you know it's real, and you know it's going to happen. Whereas I see it all the time where people they just get discouraged. You know, that they start off really motivated, working towards something, but then, you know, they miss 1 month, they just don't invest, for example, or for a few months they just stop saving money, or they spend more than they should on this reason. And slowly, these very small things end up becoming significant, and you get off track, and you lose motivation, and you think, it's okay, you know, let's just enjoy life, don't worry about what we plan for, or don't, you know, we want to retire in 10 years, but it's okay, we'll work an extra 5 or 10 if we have to. So getting advice doesn't, as I said, just avoid mistakes. It doesn't just help you take advantage of opportunities. It doesn't just give you peace of mind, but it helps that motivation side of things, and it helps you stay on track tangibly and intangibly. They're the words I'm trying to think of. So tangibly, it helps you financially stay on track, looking at the figures, and intangibly, emotionally, it helps you just stay on track and stay motivated and feel, it'll just help you feel that you're working towards that goal so that you can work together as a team and be more likely to get there in the end. Thanks for joining us on Sharing More Than the Sheets. Please make sure you subscribe to be updated with future episode releases, and feel free to share this episode with any friends or family that you think it might benefit. Please visit us at sharingmorethanthesheets.com.au to submit questions or requests for future podcast topics. These podcasts have been brought to you by Better Financial Planning Australia. To book a 15-minute phone chat, visit betterfinancialplanning.com.au.